Guys, we got to bring in our special guest here. I'm going to give him a little bit of ring, and we'll see what's up and going on with the man, the myth, the legend. And hello, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Guys, can we get a couple of W's in the chat? We got the one and only. We got the one and only Jay, my man. Can you introduce yourself? And I'm going to link your Twitter and all your good stuff while you do that.
Awesome. I appreciate that. So I am Jay. My name is actually Jarrett. I go by Jay because it's a lot easier to recognize, and Jared is honestly hard for me to say with my thick New York accent. So I like when people call me Jay. I also don't like people looking me up on like LinkedIn and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. So I found out about Zed actually only a few weeks ago, and when I saw the project, I was completely obsessed. I stayed up all night learning, asking questions, and then the drop on March 19th was the next day. So I was answering all of the questions for the newcomers that were coming in that I had asked the previous day. And while I was doing so, I had sent my resume to one of the founders on Discord. I got an offer 24 hours after I sent my my resume, and I was super helpful during the first drop. And I think they saw, the growth that they were going to see. And instead of being reactive, they were proactive, which was great on their part, because I think I kind of live, breathe Zed right now.
With you being the community manager, can you just talk about like what your role is with Zed?
So I just oversee all of the channels. I'm constantly sifting through the channels. I wake up in the morning, flip open my computer, and I'm on Discord from the time that I wake up to the time I go to sleep. And I'm not necessarily a huge horse racing fanatic, but I love video games, and I love investing, and I love NFTs, and I love gaming. Or did I say that already, or did I start with gambling and gaming? Those two things, and then investing and NFTs.
You're good. Hey, you're good, baby. You're good.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So, yeah, I love it all. It all fits in the umbrella.
So for Zed, people always ask me, since we've been talking about it a little bit, they're like, what is Zed? And if someone was to ask you that, what would be your response on explaining what this new phenomenon is?
It's virtual horse racing in like the simplest terms. But what it really is it's a site meant to, well, it's not just a site. It's an entire platform built on the Matic and Ethereum blockchains, both, that is meant to simulate real life horse racing, but also the horse ecosystem in general. I'm glad that you had Zed Gazette on, because he really is one of the brains in the operation, and he got started in October, well before me. There's still so much to learn. I'm learning every day along with everybody else, and I know I might portray confidence in the Discord, but there are still things that I'm looking up 24/7, talking to people about 24/7. So yeah, we're all learning every day.
Do you know why it blew up? Like, did people just come across it? Do you know if they did like a marketing campaign, or where did this come from?
So it's crazy because we have spent $0 on marketing. I oversee the marketing campaign, and I haven't even done anything other than just reach out to people that I like and that I know that have platforms. And I'm not giving away free horses either. You can speak to that directly. I'm not giving away free horses. I'm just trying to get horses in people's hands, because the platform is so fun. Everybody wants to get in. The influencers that are coming in, they're so interested in the product themselves. It's not like we're doing anything on our end.
It's different as well, which I think is kind of cool. And I know that there is a lot more iterations to come. I know we've had questions about, are they going to come out with like a circle track and all that kind of stuff? Where do you kind of see this platform going? Like, is there any kind of stuff for the people that aren't familiar with this? What can they expect in potentially the next few months or years to come with it?
For those who don't know, we're partnered with Atari. Atari is one of the main landowners in Decentraland, so that they have a huge. For those who don't know what Decentraland is, I would highly recommend looking it up, because it's going to be insane. And they are going to own a hotel in Decentraland where there will be a racetrack, and we will be bringing our horses to life. I'm not sure if you have an Android or an iPhone, but those who have Androids, you can see your horses in our ZAR app, and they will walk around outside, kind of like Pokemon Go.
I knew I shouldn't have friggin' bought an iPhone. I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
Really crazy. So it's actually coming to iOS soon. Thank God, because I'm getting a new phone, and I actually seriously considered getting an Android just for that.
Sorry, just to go back to some of the things, because we do have some questions in the chat, and I think it's really good to address some of those stuff, and then we can talk about more of the fun things. So if somebody wants to get into Zed, is it something where you have to drop all that big money? Because you were saying that people had like 6-figure accounts, and so there's some people being like, well, there's no way that I could even get involved in this.
the beauty of the ecosystem that we're creating here is there will be eventually an unlimited supply of horses. But as time goes on and once breeding opens up and once we start dropping more Genesis horses, those entry prices will come down. And don't get me wrong, there's only 38,000 Genesis horses. It's like the limited edition in Top Shot, same idea.
Gonna do a drop. I'm gonna breed. Don't worry, I got you guys. Well,
yeah, exactly.
See what we can do.
There's gonna be a ton of horses in the marketplace, and they may not be Genesis horses, but frankly, I tell people that you shouldn't really start in a Genesis horse anyway.
So people are asking about the Genesis and saying like, are they better than the Nakamoto? And like for the Genesis prices, are they going to drop anytime soon? Or is it just kind of like going to the secondary market right now? Because I know that you were preaching just kind of wait for that, but...
So Genesis horses, I am actually a firm believer in Genesis horses are meant for breeding and breeding only. So I had the Genesis horse that I gave to you. That's the only Genesis horse that I've even ever raced. The reason that I am doing that, and that is like what I preach, is because Genesis are pure horses, and two Genesis horses bred together create a legendary, and that's the only way to create a legendary horse.
That's great. Yeah, and sorry, just to relate, because we keep talking about the Genesis horses, and like from my understanding, there's going to be 38,000 of them that you guys are releasing. Is that correct?
Yes, there's 10,000 in the ecosystem already. We have 28,000 set to be released, or like around, like roughly.
Okay, so there's still 28,000 of these ones to come, and then after that, after the Genesis and everything are completely sold by you guys, it's up to the breeders.
So once we run out of Genesis horses to sell, the ecosystem will be created by the players. And I think that is super, super interesting and really, really cool.
I'm going to try to put this in like a super simple way for you guys to understand. Basically, Zed is a place where you're able to race horses. So someone was saying it was like The Sims for horse racing. And in a way, it's similar. For the horses themselves, they have 4 different kinds of them. One of them is a Nakamoto, the Sabo, Finny, and Buterin. If you guys know Ethereum, Vitalik, Buterin. Huh? Not bad, right? So that's the super simplistic aspect. There's horse races that you can submit a horse. There's fees to get into the races. However, you end up getting paid for them if you win. So you can see how in here the entry fee is $10, but the prize pool is $124. This one's an entry point of $5. This one's free. And then, you know, there's a $40 prize pool. I think the confusing part is the breeding. Because people are like, okay, hold on with the Z1, Z2, Z3, Nakamoto, etc., etc. And so if you're confused by that portion of it, it's something that you probably just want to read with it. Because for me, when I was reading it, I took in a lot more. But until I actually owned a horse and started messing around with the site a little bit, then I'm like, oh, okay, most of the stuff is clicking for that one. So if a horse is like a dud, like just absolute garbage, never places... Is it just like always going to be that and it's not really that good? And so that's where the game aspect in the terms of sometimes you can hit big and then sometimes you can hit like absolute duds. So it's like 50-50.
So if you have a quote unquote dud, he or she probably will not be a good racer at any point. There are plenty of horses on the platform that were not meant for racing. But that does not mean that you could take that horse and breed it with another dud and create a good racer. So it's all about trial and error. Daydreamer. That horse comes from the third best horse on the platform, winning percentage-wise and class points-wise. Its name is Grandeur.
Look at this.
French.
49, 27, 23, 27%. Look, holy shit.
If Daydreamer was to breed with another horse, good, bad, I don't know, it's all trial and error, like I said, it could still have Grandeur blood in the exclusive horse. And that horse could be better than Grandeur. Like, you don't know.
There's a couple of people that are asking about where to find information. I know that we had Zed Gazette on yesterday. So is it more community researches and YouTube videos? Because I do see that Zed has some of their own videos that are out themselves. Where would people go if they want to get some extra information to kind of learn a bit more about like the breeding aspect, et cetera, et cetera?
Doofy probably is the most successful on the platform, I'd say. He was also the owner of Breathless Edge, who is the best horse on the platform. He's like that horse.
Can I find that? Is it easy to find that horse if I'm like trying
to
search
if you go to learn and you go to roster,
yep,
and then you type in Breathless Edge, you will see that horse. it's almost unfair. I'll race against it sometimes just to be in the race with Breathless Edge. It has a chartreuse coat, which is a rare coat. It's a Z1 Nakamoto Legendary, and he has a 26% win rate, and I think the amount of class points that he has is 460, like right around there, and that's like the highest by like 150. So
It
Breathless
looks
Edge,
really nice too. In terms of like bugs, how is like the platform itself? Like, is it like pretty much good to go? Like, obviously the drop, there's a lot of volume on it, but for the marketplace, it's closed right now. Is that just because, or sorry, it says sold out?
so the marketplace is only open for the during the drops.
Oh, okay.
Everything off market is through Matic OpenSea right now. I'm not sure. I know we plan eventually to have all like transactions go through the site, kind of like a Top Shot marketplace. The problem right now, and it's a great problem to have, is that the races are filling so fast that the queue times for the races are like 5 to 6 hours right now. So if you get into a race, your horse isn't racing for like 5 or 6 hours. And that's so tough because like I entered a bunch of races at like midnight last night and I just slept through them. So
Did you end up getting any W's though?
3.
A W. Nice, dude. That's
3
awesome.
W's.
King's asking, are you going to need 2 horses to breed, or is there going to be a system where you're able to, like, quote unquote, loan your horse to somebody else to breed?
If you go to the Zed.Run site, you'll see marketing. You'll see marketplace, and then you'll see breeding. So the way that the stud service will work is the same way that the marketplace would work. So male horse owners will be able to put their male horses up for stud. And the female horse owners will be able to pick the male horse that they want their female horse to breed with.
Well, that's really cool. All right, I'm seeing here. There's like a free race. So these free races, am I able to go into that or no? Because
so if there's a free race and your horse, so I think Daydreamer is class 3, and I think Zip to the Moon is class 4 right now. And I just saw that class 2 race. Wow, it filled up pretty quickly. Did you happen to get in there?
I have no idea. Is there a way for me to tell?
If you go to your stable, it'll say in race next to their name on the right side if it's in a race.
Okay, well, it doesn't look like that right now. So for like the mega drop selling out and all that kind of stuff, you're saying within potentially like 2 to 3 weeks, there's going to be like another drop happening. With that, potential timeline, how many do you think are going to get dropped during that next one? Is it going to be another 2,000 similar to this, or is it going to be more or less?
So we're really hoping that it's going to be 2,000 from here on out. I mean, there's a bunch of people in here, so I want to maybe run this by the chat because I now have the stream opened up finally.
Nice. Yo, guys, show him some love. Let's get some emotes, some W's. Now that he's looking, we can show some love, baby. Here we go. But all right, yeah, Jay, kick it off.
So what I was going to propose to the team once we eventually hop on this call, which will probably be at some time today, I was thinking of maybe implementing some sort of vending machine where we said, okay, from here from now until a week from now, we're going to drop 2,000 Genesis horses, but we're not going to say when we're going to drop them. And they're just going to appear on the marketplace at random times throughout the week.
Oh my God, dude. This is going to be Top Shot like early days all over again.
Obviously, we would spread it out over time zones. It's not like it would be, 8 p.m. Eastern time for, every day for the week. It would be, one could be at 8 a.m. and one could be at 3 p.m. and then the next one could be at 2 a.m. It's really just we want everybody to have a chance and we want everybody to have a fair chance. And I think that if everybody's on the site and we're just randomly dropping horses at random times, I personally think that's the best way to give everybody a fair chance.
So with breeding coming out along with the drops, I know the demand's really high, so I think a lot of people that are breeding will end up selling them. But, like, how do you think that that's going to affect, like, the marketplace in terms of, like, the secondary marketplace? Is this going to make things a bit cheaper, and that's why you're saying, like, just kind of hold on for the time being?
What I've been preaching, like, since I started is if you want a Genesis, want the Genesis for all of the right reasons. So as the breeding opens up, and yes, they are not going to be Genesis horses, there will be so many horses on the market for people to buy. And that's why I keep saying, like, you're still early. Everybody's still early.
Hey, that's what we love to hear, baby. That's what we love to hear.
Breeding is opening up as early as, tomorrow. So with that being said, if people are not keeping their horses in the stud that long and they're trying to, get in, get out, there's going to be new horses in the ecosystem as early as next week. As for the drop on our end, I can't put a hard date on it, unfortunately.
So we got a whale question here for you. If Jay
Yeah.
was going to spend $5,000 on horses, how would you roughly approach it?
I actually like this question a lot. So if we're talking like on the day of the drop and I'm trying to get Genesis horses, I would personally get a Z4 because any time that you can get yourself into that category of 1,000 Genesis horses that will ever be released, which is the Z1s through the Z4 Genesis, there will only be 1,000 of each of those. I say do it, just for limited count purposes. And then with that extra money, I would probably grab a Finny, maybe like a Z7, and then that would leave you with like just about $1,000. I would just grab as many Buterans from there as possible.
Awesome. And is there a way to invest besides buying horses and hoping they're good if you like the project?
So that, I'm very, very happy that question was asked. Great question. For those who don't know, we are in the process, Zed is in the process of staking a token, like a cryptocurrency that'll be known as money sign DES. And the amazing part about owning a Genesis horse, and this is why, I laugh at the flippers because they don't really know what they're flipping.
True. It's what happens in Top Shot.
I laugh at the flippers for this reason. The Genesis horse owners, when the token is staked, will be allocated Descoin, and Descoin will be kind of the NFTX of Zed. I don't know if you're familiar with NFTX.
I bought that, and I had paper hands, and I sold it, and now it's like $200, and Steve could have been rich.
Right. So that will definitely be a yes. You will be able to invest in the project even if you do not own a horse.
Okay, and so I want to end it on this one just because I think it's something that we should talk about, and then I'll try to find the links for everything afterwards. What's the best resources to read more about breeding, answers to simple questions, like the limits and how offspring can reproduce and all that kind of stuff? Is it just on the website, or is it the people that you mentioned before, and if you're able to mention them one more time so we can kind of write it down while you say it?
So, yeah, zedgazette.com, great resource. And then on YouTube, Doofy Racing.
All right. Well, Jay, I want to honestly thank you so much. You've enlightened a ton of us. We're in this space. We're excited. We're wanting to learn. I don't know if you were asking to get a bunch of DMs and all that other stuff, but I want to apologize in advance.
No, it's all good. I answer them all.
Flooded with it.
Of course, if you enter a race or anything and you happen to get in, like, let me know and I'll make it known that you're running in it.
Okay, sounds good, dude. All right.
Thanks everyone for having me. Yep. Take care.
Listen, let's end it on an extremely high note. I can't tell you, I can't physically express to you how refreshing and energetic I feel right now. Guys, really appreciate you as always. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.